And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are enjoying your night so far here at the PMA LCS studio. I'm back with my friend, Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt, how you doing?
Dude, I'm great. Game one was a slap.
Yeah, it was a really, really good game, a clean game, I would say, from One Trick Ponies. They had a little bit of a hiccup early on, and that's I think owed to the fact that they LDD had a stronger like early game comp, just as far as the champions go. Um, but as we said in pick bans, I think that game really was won in the pick ban phase as far as the team comps go. And
And
in fact, these teams are like ready to start banning, so we'll keep talking. We'll keep analyzing that game one as pick bans are starting here. But let's get.
let's get to it.
Hold on, I'm not
And
quite
before
ready yet.
before we hop into pick bands for game two, shout outs to your game one MVP,
Yes.
the one and only, the hottest and coolest support player in PMA LCS, Flaga. Flaga, if you're listening right now, you're so
Why?
hot and cool.
But why are you listening? Get out of here.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Slaga
Yes.
is the game one MVP. Yeah, that's probably a good choice. Honestly, that Alistar had a lot of like really key moments in that game, so I liked it. It's a good one. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna give them the go ahead to start the pick bans.
And what I'm looking so now what I'm looking forward to in this game two band is I think they're gonna go ahead and opt to say, okay, playing Labby Dabby Doo playing towards our bot lane isn't our necessarily our strong point. We have two very good laners, like we have two very good solo laners in Rafal and Vitalis. If Labby is able to play around them a little bit more, um, you know, that'll be really beneficial. We see the same bands from last time. We see Anivia, we see Caitlyn, we see Zillion.
Wow,
I'm expecting to see Leona. Wouldn't surprise me. Yep.
there it is. so,
I
so
would
the
not.
question is if the bans are gonna be the same, or what kind of draft are we gonna see again? The
Ooh, we see
Sivir.
Sivert.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised to see that taken away.
Sivir's a super
Um,
strong pick, and the Vi, of course.
yeah, Jirachi had a very good game last game, and they banned away the Vi just because Vi is strong and has recently got buffs, so she OP. What
Oh,
what?
changing the ban. The ban was never locked in, so maybe not the ban coming out. They're gonna ban Alistar. Interesting.
Why are you gonna? Why would you ban that? Oh, you know what it is? Since Labby has first pick. Ooh, so they banned the Alistar to get it away from Biscuit Hat. So it seems like they're trying to target, but they're
But
gonna
then
go
they can
ahead
pick
and
up the Vi. Interesting. So if they banned Vi the first game, they hover the Vi ban in the second game. Do we think that One Trick Ponies has an answer to the Vi?
absolutely. I think one of your best answers to Vi is gonna be if you can get, you know, if you can get the Theatrics on a Nocturne to spell shield a lot of that. You see the Zaya come out. Oh, please be Zaya Rakan. Please be Zaya Rakan.
There it is.
Yes! Let's go, baby. Lover's lane. Taking it down. Strong bot lane. That's what I'm looking forward to see.
They are stronger together after all.
God, when these champions first came out, like I played nonstop Rakan, even if I sucked at him. He was just so much fun. Now it's like it's Rakan, it's okay.
Hovering this pick for a while. Karma again coming out, so they are favoring that Karma pick on Biscuit, and he has been playing a
Yeah,
lot of Karma, so that makes sense.
I agree.
And he was looking good. He did good on that Karma, I think, even against the Alistar, which was a tough lane. I think early on they did pretty well. They were
hmm
taking a lot of even
Absolutely.
trades in that lane.
Absolutely. So I wonder what they're going to pick up. If they're going to pick up their AD or go for a solo laner, and they pick up the Ezreal. A very safe pick and something that JJ Bell is very comfortable on. Maybe this will change the tide of the game if you have a very heavy disengaged champion and someone, even if the double tier build got recently nerfed, you're still going to be, as an Ezreal, you're still going to be putting out a lot of poke damage.
Are we gonna see return of the Triforce Ezreal then? I suppose, or
Ooh,
the Iceborne
perhaps.
Ezreal.
Perhaps. I know that definitively that you build Archangel's mana, Mura mana, mana, mana immune, whatever it is. It's Jafe. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be J4.
It's a Jarvan. Okay, hold on. So the
Yes.
Sejuani is a Jarvan.
Yes, that's what that's supposed to be.
Okay. So for everyone in chat, we have confirmation from the players in the custom game lobby here that the Sejuani was supposed to be a Jarvan.
Oh, and they respect the Xerath mid pick from Vitalis, and they banned the Oriana because they respect Flesh on it as well.
Yeah.
I wonder
Very
if they leave it.
interesting draft. I think we're seeing both of these teams adapting through this draft from the first game.
Absolutely. I'm wondering if OTP is going to leave up the ASOL for Flesh. So I'm very curious to see if because they've now banned away Flesh's Anivia,
And the Silas
Flesh's
ban.
Oriana, Silas ban.
Interesting. So is Rafal known for playing a lot of Silas?
I think he's been testing it. I also wouldn't be surprised to see Nico top because Nico on hit top has been pretty prevalent here, and we do see the ASOL come out from Flesh. I'm looking forward to that. This is gonna be a good one. I do enjoy me a good ASOL game.
It's strong initiation once again coming out from OTP. They've got the J4, the Rakan, ASOL capable of initiating as well. And so far as initiation goes, we've got the Assault and Battery from Vi, but that's it so far. So they're going to have to really pick up some initiation, some CC. And we do see the Nami coming out.
It's a
The bubble,
karma
the
mid.
wave. And is that a karma
Karma
mid?
mid.
Oh, man.
Let's go, dude.
Hey,
Joe
you know
on
what? Nami
Nami.
mid was like kind of a thing once upon a time as well, back in the day.
I wonder.
I
I
doubt
wonder
it,
who's
though.
gonna go
Yeah.
where now. I wonder if they're gonna change some things around. I wonder if they're gonna change some laning uh, preferences. Bold strategy. Wait, is that Karma
Whoa!
top?
What is happening?
Is that Karma top
What is this
for
draft?
Rafal?
Is Lugo back in this game? I don't understand. Is he playing the Vigar? I don't know what's happening. Chat, we
We.
are completely confused.
Um.
Who was the
I think it's
MVP? The MVP from last game was Slaga, the Alistar player.
Slaga, the hottest and coolest
And
support.
Yorick as the final pick for
I've.
OTP. This is I am very confused about what's happening on the side of LDD, but I don't hate it. They've got it's kind of a squishy comp, especially if I mean you kind of have to at least get the warrior enchant on the Vi, right? So she's gonna be squishy for a while at least. This is a really fragile comp over here on LDD. Did you guys see that it's Jarvan and not Sedge? Yeah, we did. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, they're just making sure. Hey,
Just
that's
double
that's
checking.
all. They're being homies. I'm all
Being
about that.
thorough. Okay. So that is our draft, ladies and gentlemen, for game 2 here.
Let's do it.
Fascinating draft on the side of Labby Dabby Doo. I have no idea. I guess we'll have to see when they get in here into this game where they're going to start flexing these picks out. Are we? It could be it. I mean, I don't think you're going to see a Vigar support anymore. It used to be a thing, but I mean, it could be Karma bot, Nami bot, Karma top, is Karma mid. Vigar. I mean, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? I don't know, and I really am excited to find out. Let me get this scene transitioned here for you guys, and we can find out together. What do you think, Matt? What do we think?
I'm thinking the thing that makes the most sense to me is you run Karma top, Vagar mid, Ezreal Nami bot, Vi jungle. I think that's where you're at right now. You play Karma top into Yorick so that you can have good poke and you have disengage away from all of the really the stuff that he can send after you. His ghouls.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
I do. You're right. I do like the karma against the York, the AOE to clear out those ghouls, the empowered Q, and the shield to kind of tank
I
out
must
some
not
damage.
fall.
I think it's a good pick, but I don't know if it's gonna last. I just think OTPs has a much more well-rounded comp, and that's just gonna be rough for them to combat it in its entirety.
It's just
It's just gonna be so hard.
I think the good news from Labby is that the J4 is traditionally sort of as like an off-tank AD sort of jungler as well. So they're both going to be a little bit squishy through that early game. So that's a benefit. They're not going to have some massive tank that's going to just completely outscale them, 15 minutes in. But the Yorick is going to be an interesting. I mean, that's a split push, So And I think we do see the Karma top lane. Vitautus picks up Veigar and then David. And if we see Vitautus, we saw even in the last game, Vitautus had the most damage in the game dealt to champions. So, we know Vitautus knows how to play these mid laners. So if he can continue that trend, that'll be really beneficial for Labby Dabby Doo. The Ace Soul is sort of more of a sustained damage mid laner rather than the burst.
The ball is angry.
Ooh. I'm still just.
You can't cage me.
I still find this composition very unique on the side of Labby Dabby Doo. It's a lot of. It's lagging a lot of hard engage, to be frank. And that's like one of the biggest problems is that Labby Dabby Doo's soul engage.
I disagree. They've got
Really?
the Vi Assault and Battery. You want to probably lead with that, or you lead with the Nami ult, right? While everyone's knocked off, the Veigar stun comes out. We've got a massive stun
With
from
Baby
them,
Cage.
and the Baby
I didn't think
Cage
about that
coming out.
synergy.
Yeah, and the bubble is coming out, and then Vi brings it in with the Assault and Battery. So they've just knocked out whoever they decide they want to delete in that fight. They will delete that person. And then it's a matter of cleaning up afterwards. Whereas, in fact, it's not as well. No, OTP can still kind of do the same thing. I think as far as CC and team fighting goes, we're looking at a similar CC score.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair point. And I totally didn't even think about the synergy of, Nami ult to Veigar Cage to Bubble to Assault and Battery to Karma Q to Karma whatever you want to do. But you're right, that does have a lot of synergy. I'm thinking, who's gonna get the fight started? And it's gonna have to if you wanna go in and get a pick, it's gonna have to be Labby going in, making a big ult, I think, and having everyone follow up upon that. So like you said, lead with Assault and Battery on your single target. From there, if the rest of OTP tries to peel, then you get a little bit more of an interesting kind of idea. If you get into that circumstance, how do you react to that? I think you just have to let it play out. I think Labby Dabby Doo. I think the Karma top is just so interesting to me. And that's kind of what I'm hung up on.
Keystones are here too. I mean, probably pretty predictable to be honest, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know, man. Maybe they do the old strat of 2 top laners, a mid laner, and 2 bot laners. You don't need a jungle.
But I think you're right that the individual matchup of the Yorick and the Karma is, I think, not bad. It's not a bad matchup for the Karma or the Yorick, really. I mean, but the thing is does this Karma scale with that comp what they want to do? Did they need more of a tanky initiator in that top lane than the Karma, sort of the poke, disengage, off support style? And what do you build? Tank Karma used to be a real thing. Do you do the tank Karma? Do you bring it back to life? What do you build on a top Karma? I don't really know. Maybe like a Rod of Ages? Maybe you start with. Someone educate me, because I don't know what you build on top.
Please educate us both, because I'm still baffled by this. I do like the traditional Yorick pick though. Yorick is a super strong split pusher, and that's going to set up. OTP. I was like, which one is which? I don't know why I blanked. Setting up OTP for a very good 4-1 strategy. Let your Yorick split push and the rest of you group mid. And you can and the likelihood of you winning a 4v5, it may not be great because of that, pick someone and win the fight kind of ordeal. But you might be able to stall it long enough to allow your Yorick to get 1, maybe 2 towers. And if not, you can delay it long enough for him to get 1, maybe 2 plates. And that gold differential will snowball into like a ton of getting his expensive items like his Trinity Force and stuff like that, and then Yorick will become a major force to be reckoned with.
It'll take Karma will not be able to deal with the Yorick, at 25 to 30 minutes on her own. It'll take 2 people. I think it's not to be discounted that there is not a single point and click initiation really on the side of OTP. A lot of their initiation is kind of skill shot based. I suppose you've got the Jarvan, right? The Jarvan is good, but you can flash out of the Cataclysm.
And it's also, it'd be funny. Set up Jarvan ult, and then immediately as you flash out, get caught in the Yorick cage. It's like into or what is it? Out of the frying pan into the skillet or something like that. Out of the fire into the frying pan or something.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I botched that. Wow. But anyways,
okay. It's all right. So as we are hitting this loading screen, let's get some hashtags in chat. What do we think? Hashtag LDD win. Hashtag OTP win. Historically, Labby Dabby Doo does not take a loss like game one sitting down. I think they're going to come out of the gate. I think they've got a plan here that we just are not aware of. I'm going to give it to Labby Dabby Doo.
This is gonna be the dumbest reason, but I'm gonna give it to OTP because they have the SSG skins.
Skinnergy.
Dude, I love that Rakan skin. Like, even if he looks scrawny as like all can be, it's a good skin.
Nothing wrong with being scrawny.
He looks so awkward. Like I pictured Rakan being like muscular, but he just like you don't see that. You're like, what the heck, dude?
Again, let's pause at 15. Mine has not even started yet. I'm in the
Mine
game.
has neither.
Not started.
Same.
There we go.
Oh, are we gonna put 15?
Yep. All right, I'm paused.
Sweet. I'm ready.
I guess I'm paused at 16 technically.
Good enough.
All right, here we go. Let's give it another second. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Let's do it. Before we get started,
Karut 328 with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for your support, Karut 328. We appreciate you.
Welcome
I
to
saluted you, but I
Summoner's
don't have a
Rift.
camera on. Like normally when I stream, I have a camera. Saluted my camera, but you're not there. That's okay.
the invisible. You get the
30
invisible
seconds until
salute.
minions spawn.
Ooh, we see a normal defensive start here from a normal 5-point defense start on the side of OTP. Very smart, especially to kind of limit the amount of crazy engages they can do. Jirachi and Slaga getting a little bold. Slaga.
Don't be him.
Hmm.
I'm trying to have fun.
Minions have spawned.
I ain't gonna kill you.
I love
Nice
this
to
league.
unmeet you.
That was Adam saying that just to be cheeky. By the way, if he could throw the Kappa emoji out there, I'm sure he would. And so we have the minions making their way down. Jarvan's going to start at the red buff up there, which means we might see him in the bot lane early on. And of course, we've got Vi at the red buff as well. So I think we're going to try. If I know Labby and I know him well, I think we'll probably see Labby go for the first blood on the board.
Yeah.
But the Zaya and the Rakan get to lane first, which means I think they're going to be able to push for that early level 2, which is going to put Biscuit and JJ at a disadvantage here. They're going to want to play pretty defensively here in this situation.
Yeah, and we see Theatrics. Oh, already
Going for that level 2 gank. Big time troll Rafal, but he's a ranged character. He is Karma. It's going to be tough. Probably doesn't even need to flash here.
Maybe? I don't know. That was a good slow alt Q. Yeah, he had to burn his alt Q there to get the slow, but hey, take that. Oh my gosh, the damage. We are seeing
happening up in the top lane. Labyrinth and Theatrics meet here, and they're going to trade off to try to get this. Jarvan actually does wind up getting the grab, forced to flash away from the baby cage, and I'm just going to pause that the entire game now. What is it? I gotta look up the is it the event horizon? That's right. Okay.
No, it's okay. Baby cage is fine. Professionalism. I'm not gonna say professionalism. Like sometimes it's just like, you know, I call it Brom Q, but I'm pretty sure it's called like Winner's Bite. Like Brom Q is just easier. Maybe
The
Cage is
Aurelion
better.
Soul, though, just
Like
doing tons of damage. And that's what you get with that Aurelion Soul, just that sustained damage. You think you're poking him, but you're taking a bunch of damage in return. Fall
yeah,
moves, dodge
that's what we
speed.
call the
Never
Aurelion
fault.
Soul Expand Dong treatment. Level 3 from the Zyrakan. Ooh, everyone's kind of hovering around the same level at this point. We only see a slight lead from Flesh here, but I don't think that's gonna make too much of a difference.
Yeah, gold pretty much even across the board.
Ooh, interesting. Something interesting to note is we do see the Aurelion Soul end up taking the minion dematerializers. Now, dematerializers have recently been nerfed, actually. You get them earlier, but you get less of them, and I think you get a bigger damage increase. Um, there's just there was a lot of unique, maybe it was adjustments, not nerfs, but there was a lot of adjustments to the rune of that. So that's really interesting to still see it being taken. But it does help very much so with pushing in on cannon wave minions. So that's really good. Ooh.
Overall, I think what we're really seeing here is just safe lanes from Labby Dabby Doo. I think that's partially what they were going for with this comp. Is these lanes are all fairly safe, with the exception, I think, of the Veigar, who is still pretty safe. I mean, you can get the stuns out. Trying to take these trades with the Aurelion Soul. And Aurelion Soul managed to predict those event horizons pretty well. Rafal taken really, really low. Gets the Empower W for the heal off. He does get the root down. He's actually turning it back on
Rafal
Ganwing.
going
Ganwing does
ham on
not have
Ganwing.
flash. He does get the first blood. The event horizon comes out as well. We've got a trade happening in mid. Aurelion Soul is completely out of mana. Big moves happening, and the Karma top actually gets the first blood, but she overextends big time, and I can almost guarantee you here is going to die to this drive, and the teleport comes out as well. Ah, possibly not. Does get rooted. The knockup comes out as well. The flash comes out.
Wow.
Karma has enough for a shield and is going to walk away. I was wrong. I admitted Aurelion Soul coming through the wall here, but unfortunately the Karma is just a little too fast, and Karma's going to go back with her first blood gold. Really big moves. Labyrinth coming into the bush, but does get spotted out by this ward. They have vision of him, so he's going to waste some time here.
See, that's always the intelligent thing is don't let them know that you know they're there, but don't play far enough up to where they can take
I always
advantage of
hate
it.
that
You know?
when I'm playing a game and with a random like support or whatever, and we can see their jungler and the support's like, go away, and I'm like, shh, just chill. We know. They don't know that we know. Let them waste their time.
It's just a prank, bro. Come on, we're pranking them. Ooh, smacking Rafal all around. Get him, bite his ankles.
Yeah, big thing with Yorick that you have to kind of be careful of, and even though they're only 2 gold, is you are basically converting your mana into gold for your enemy. The bubble is missed, unfortunately. Labyrinth coming in for a ton of ganks here, but missing a lot of them. York does have the ult, throws it out. The Dark Maiden is, I think that's what it's called, the Maiden doing lots of damage to Rafal.
That was a really
With that.
yeah. Rafal just being pushed under tower, but we see Rafal getting a lot.
Your rights.
Yeah, we see with the klepto, we see a lot of items coming through. You know, a vision ward. There's a health pot used, so he's getting.
Happening right now. They're looking for theatrics. They're going to find him over here. Labyrinth does have a health and mana advantage, but I don't think they're going to go for that quite yet. They don't know.
No, I think
they didn't
this
know how
one is
safe they were if they had gone for that dive, which, and of course, theatrics could have simply just gone.
Ooh, Flesh.
Aurelion
Flesh
Soul possibly
burning
going
ult.
for just going for the gank, but Aurelion Soul just keeping himself in range to get a bunch of damage down on Rafal. But Karma, self-sustaining character over here, and is 10 gold up on his opponent.
Yeah, he ended up burning his ult there.
Goes for the engage, misses, and they back off. Just some trades happening in bot lane. but they are both running low on mana. Vi comes in for the gank. Jirachi does get knocked up. The bubble misses, however, but they flash forward again, and Xayah goes invulnerable. Yeah, they back off. Whew.
Very well done by Slaga for good
Labyrinth
peel there.
burns for that.
Yeah, Labby had a very good engage, but it was a very good turn by Slaga in order to peel for his AD. Like, there are very few supports will be able to make that adjustment that quickly.
Rakan actually does get the knock-up on the Nami this time. The Ignite comes out, the heal as well. She heals herself. Oh, the ult barely misses from Xayah, and Nami actually does get to walk away, so that's another summoner's burn. Well played from Biscuit Hat and his ally JJ Bow. Lots of heals coming out.
But now they're going to take advantage of the fact that Nami has to back, and they're just going to shove in and try and get what they can out of the wave, even if it's only two platings. It's still like 80 extra gold.
In fact, they're not going to go for plating. They're going to turn on to
This
Dragon.
one has a little spark.
Really
Aurelion Soul
interesting.
does get stunned up by the event horizon. Labyrinth is there to counter gank there, and they did get a ward up. And in fact, they didn't get any plates in bot lane. Interesting choice to give up the plates for, I guess, just a control ward.
Yeah, very
Oh,
odd.
and the ult goes out from Jarvan, but JJ Bell on the Ezreal does what Ezreal does, jumps out. Biscuit Hat is kind of in a precarious position here. Biscuit Hat does fall. He's very weak, very low. Labyrinth does not have his flash because he used it earlier in the gank, and he falls as well. That's actually a double kill now for the bot lane and jungler of one trick
Sphere
pony.
of influence
Not good.
grows.
100% kill participation right now for the side of oh god, why do I keep OTP on 3 of their members? So congratulations.
Now the
Even
plates
if only
are
2
starting to
plates.
fall here. They're going to get 2 plates, and they're going to back off with their gold bounty, and they're going to take a nice trip back. In fact,
Oh,
Xayah
Rafal
has-
getting trapped.
Rafal's- But Rafal with the Empower W, apparently Rafal plays some karma because he is holding his own against this Yorick.
This champion, I think Karma's a super fun champion, but sometimes I think she can be dumb. I think she's very much a very good team fight and play around champ. Like, she doesn't have to be a support. She can be a top laner. She can be a mid laner, but like, you don't necessarily have to play around her. She's just there for really good support ability.
I'm going to apologize to chat. I did not adjust. Rafal gets ganked. Falls really low, but the Empower W heals him up. They're going to now ult onto the Yorick. He gets smited, and Labyrinth gets the kill in the top lane, and that was major for them. Rakan jumps in once again, knocks up the Nami. The Nami's super low. Xayah has a major item advantage with the Zerker's Greaves, the BF sword, and the pickaxe. Gets the kill. Ooh, let's talk about it actually here, because I think we've got a major CS differential here in the bot lane, and that's going to translate big time in the league.
Yeah, and that makes it really rough for the Ezreal. But with Ezreal's Cleptomancy, the gold
Once again,
differential.
Rafal overstaying in the top lane a little bit. Gets knocked up this time to Jarvan. Going to secure that kill. JJ Bell gets dove while he is under his own turret there by the Xayah, who goes invulnerable. Gets killed again. Bot lane in on Labby Dabby Doo is they're having a rough time here. But they do have a late game bot lane, so this isn't altogether surprising.
Right. I think if you just hold out and you don't necessarily, I want to say feed, but you don't give your enemies such a large advantage like you've given them at this opportunity. You know, you try and contain them a little bit more, play a bit more controlled aggression. Seems like right now the side of LDD is just looking for some kind of forcing some plays. Like Labby's had some really good ganks. That some of them have been very good. Some of them have felt a little bit forced.
Blue team's
So,
turret
Choice
has
all
Rafal
is
actually
wrong.
opts for the fight onto Ganween, but you do not want to take that fight against the Yorick. Falls incredibly low and does not get much. Gets from 100 down to less than a quarter of the health in one fight that you chose to take. Definitely a questionable choice happening, but questionable trade, excuse me. We have some.
We see a lot of people
happening.
gathering around this mid lane looking for something. Oh, Theatrix walking right up into
Theatrix
Labby.
actually 2 levels ahead of his opponent. Ults onto Labyrinth, who uses his ult actually to get away onto Flesh. Gets ignited by the Aurelion Soul, and unfortunately falls. Aurelion Soul with the BM taunt.
Ooh. I would expect to see something about that. Because we don't. I mean, BM
Yeah, it's
is
okay.
not.
We'll
Yeah,
worry
it
about it
is what it
later.
is.
But
JT Bill,
here's
Gen
the big
Next.
thing: is the Vagar, despite the Aurelion still being able to dodge out many of his abilities, is farming really well. But that's also not super surprising. Aurelion's still having trouble farming, which is why he took the minions. Rakan dives in, ignites, and Jirachi gets another kill onto the top laner. And Jirachi is just running around this map, big time getting kills. The ult comes out from
Turret
Biscuit
plating
Hat,
will fall
knocked up,
soon.
Bubble as well. They are trying to just bait this fight out a little bit. Biscuit Hat perhaps going to fall a little bit. Nope, flashes out at the last second. Vitalis actually does get the kill with the Vagar. They're going to move on towards this dragon. They're actually going to get this dragon, which is going to be a major thing for them.
Oh, Rebecca, I want to see that
Major
sweet
objective
theatric
coming out for
steal.
LDD. They really wanted that. They needed that there. It
It
is
is
a
the
cloud
cloud.
drake, so it's not the best drake to get, but
Are the tower taking
Thank
presence
you, honey.
of the oh god, the OTP bot lane? They're absolutely ridiculous.
super
You know,
strong. Zaya with the steroid, not to mention the Berserker's Greaves and the Infinity Edge already completed.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
and there we go, 2 turrets down already for the side of LDD. They're looking like they're holding up okay, but like on the inside you're like, you lost 2 minutes or 2 towers before 15 minutes. You're like, dude, what are we doing? Like,
The trick here is when you take that many objectives early on, like you got to continue that momentum. When you've got this early on lead, you want to make sure that you continue to take objectives when there aren't as many on the map.
Oh,
Major Q happening from the Vi. Does the assaulted battery onto the Aurelion, so who manages to escape. And
very
he's going
good
to turn
disengage
around.
from Flash. Ooh, Slaga being poked down very low.
Vault Breaker, that's what it is. And a major event rising comes out. They actually managed to blow up Theatrics, and that's what we were talking about from the Vagar. They're going to group up here. Ooh. What are we looking at with the Vagar?
That is in fact a very large oof. Oh, Ezreal finally getting enough gold. He gets his mana mute. Oh my god. Off Jirachi. Very good leave from Jirachi there.
No. Rufal paths right into the enemy team, gets knocked up by the Rakan, and immediately deleted.
Ooh, we see on the bot side.
Vagar trying to get the stun out, absolutely just blows up the Zaya, but doesn't blow her up, but he does quite a bit of damage to her. The bot lane, we have a major fight happening as well. Nami going in onto, forcing the flash out of the Yord. Oof. I'm just gonna oof a lot the entire time. Just oof, oof.
No, it's okay as long as we
You
don't
have a
as long
pause
as we
coming
don't
out
push the
here.
robots. Yeah, and we're starting to see a lot more of the itemizations completed. Oh,
Another pause. Interesting. I think we're just having some technical difficulties with one of the players tonight, unfortunately, but that can happen. All right, so let's talk about it. Gold. We have a 4,000 gold lead on the side of One Trick Ponies and an 8 kill lead as well, but we do have a dragon on the side of LDD, and of course, One Trick Pony has taken 2 towers.
A
as
summoner
well.
has disconnected.
So, what are we thinking going into this mid game? What are the win conditions? Let's reverse it. So we obviously One Trick Pony is ahead right now. What does Labby Dabby do need to do to come back into this game?
well, you see that a lot of your kills are on the Vagar. Like your Vagar is gonna be your infinite scaling. Like your Vagar is gonna be the one that does a lot of stuff. So I think your Vagar is gonna be your win condition. Um, doing exactly what it is, but I don't know. I think you need to get some more value into your Ezreal. Look at the gold differential bot lane, like 77.5k to 4.6k. You need to get some value on your Ezreal so you can start to build his items and start to get a tier and start attacking. And so,
Yeah, and in fact, Zaya has 926 gold that she's sitting on. So very close to completing. Well, no, not quite close. We're 700 gold or so away from completing that second or that first attack speed item. And when that spike happens, probably in about 3 or 4 minutes or so, they're going to be looking for some major fights. The trick is like we said, the team fighting from Labby Dabby Doo's comp is very strong. You know, they've got sort of this disengagey, sort of stun you up, pick you off while we retreat sort of comp going on right now. And that's going to be careful. They're just going to, One Trick Pony is going to have to position really carefully in these fights coming up. That is, if they choose to go for the big team fights. It could be that they just keep pushing with the Yorick and they opt for the macro play instead.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good point because let's look. I mean, we're looking if you look at the money, because money makes the world go round.
Oh yeah.
The only lane, the only two lanes that are ahead are the solo laners for oh, excuse me. The only lanes that are ahead are the solo laners for God, why am I blanking? I'm bad at this.
The solo
Labby Dabby
laners on
Doo
Labby Dabby Doo are ahead.
are ahead. Thank you.
In fact,
God,
the
words are
major
hard.
gold, yeah, the biggest gold lead really is coming from the towers and Xayah. That's where their gold lead is coming from.
Yeah, that is that is roughly a 3k gold lead on your Xayah, and your Xayah has already completed Infinity Edge, Azeel, Berserker's Greaves, got the dagger. It's just it's just crazy. You know, I I think it's just crazy that this Xayah is already, this far ahead. You see the Ezreal with the mana immune, which is good. Start to stack that item. That's going to be very important. You need to start stacking your second tier as well. Um, he opted for Sheen, which I'm curious about. I've seen JJ Bell do this before, and I like it. I like the spell, like
The
this.
tier
What is it?
Sheen.
Yeah, like the passive, whatever the passive is on Sheen, where it's like the slow people.
Well, the
Um,
Sheen gives you bonus physical damage basically when you Q people after
yes,
using an ability, and it gives you that
and
cooldown reduction as well, extra mana.
I think that's really good for what he's looking at here. Um,
But he
but
doesn't
then you
have the
go and look
AD to back it up
to
with.
burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like as an Ezreal, you need to just kind of hop in, wreck house, and hop out.
Yeah, the Ezreal
You
only
know,
has 174 AD too. Well, interesting. You know what? Let's talk about it because Xayah currently has 175 AD. Now that's not necessarily a fair comparison because Xayah has huge attack speed right now as well from the
mm-hmm,
steroid and the Zeal, the Zerker's Greaves. So Ezreal
right,
is capable of doing some burst right now, and we can actually talk about the AP from Veigar as well. AP Veigar has
Mugen.
273, so it's a bonus 113 ability power from Veigar's passive there. Aurelion Soul comparatively has 114. So they're getting their damage. So what Labby Dabby Doo wants to do right now is they need to survive until the late game.
Correct.
They are bleeding right now, and so they need to stop the bleeding, stop the unfavorable trades that they've been taking as far as the kills and the sort of mispositioning. Need to back off of that a little bit, play a little bit safer, group up, because they are not going to, they can't, the split push from York is going to happen, so they need to group up and make a choice. You know, they need to figure out a plan, execute it as a team, because that's where they're going to succeed, I think. They need to get these big team fights out where they can pick somebody off, somebody important, and burst them. And you know who that important person is going to be? It's going to be Xayah. Now, here's the problem for them. Xayah can go untargetable.
Right.
So
Especially
Xayah gets stunned up. If you can't kill the Xayah before the stun wears off, she's going to go untargetable.
Absolutely. She just ults out and it's like, goodbye, I'm free.
And then she's going to just destroy you.
Yeah, and at that point, it's a little too late. What can you do? So well, you're done. You're dead. So it's very difficult for Labby Dabby Doo unless they get something to pick them off to get onto the back line of who they need to kill. So you're kind of looking at you have to perfectly combo your bubble, into your Vagar baby cage, into assault battery, into Nami ult. You have to hit it, and that's all just to take care of, you probably only need 2 of those, maybe 3, to take care of the Zaya, because the Zaya is going to be the huge target that we want to take care of in this matchup. But if you can't shut the Zaya down, then that's going to be GG. Because if that Zaya starts, like we see right now, Zaya snowballing, you can't stop that Zaya. You can't win the game. That Zaya is going to continue to grow and grow and grow, and you will not be able to until she hits the pinnacle. And only then, if you're able to do it. Like, if you're only able to get her at her pinnacle, then maybe you have a chance. So,
You know what? Let's talk about. I kind of want to talk about. I'm sorry. I'm just distracted by this Iceborne gauntlet on the Karma. I'm loving it.
oh god, I didn't even notice. Jeez, that's a bold strategy.
I like it. I like it a lot. But no, what I really wanted to talk about was the junglers here. Labby, he's falling behind. I think there was a point where Theatrix was level 9, and Labby was only level 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they were when they met over near the mid lane. So here's the thing: we've got a ton. I mean, we've got a Tiamat of difference, including just the null magic mantle, some wards as well. But we've got a big difference between these two junglers here, and Labby is going to have to. He's gonna have to make some plays. He's either gonna have to. Are we good?
Are we good?
Oh, no, we're not good. They're counting down to rock paper scissors. What the fuck? Pardon my language. Yeah, so Labby's gonna have to make something happen here.
A summoner has reconnected.
We do have a reconnection here from Rafal. That's good. Yeah, what do you think? What do we think about the junglers here?
Nothing against Labyrinth. Labyrinth is doing very well in terms of how he's approaching the lanes and trying to put the pressure on them. But for what Theatrix has, Theatrix is doing much. His lanes are also in better positions than Labyrinth. So it's nothing against Labby, but like the lane positioning of Theatrix makes it easier for him to get these ganks off. Additionally, they both took Chilling Smite, which I do like. I think, like I said, this is what I was a little hesitant on. Is in this circumstance would be picking the Vi with this team comp. Because if you're going to use your Vi as your center of focus, like, you need to make sure that your team plays well around it. And right now, like Labby Dabby Do is not doing that, and they're trying to play around different strengths. Your main engage tool is going to be your point and click Vi ultimate. And that's the easiest engage you have, so make sure that when you get into a fight, you play around that.
So as you guys can see, we are back into the game. After an extended pause there. Rift Herald getting taken again. No, not again, for the first time. Big macro move here for them. They're going to use this to demolish this tower.
We see
do have a
TP coming in
teleport
top.
out as well. They do have the assault and battery comes out, but it does absolutely no damage.
Unstoppable.
Jarvan comes out, they absolutely delete Labyrinth, and they're going to try to back off, but they've got a ton of bursts coming out.
Shut
and
down.
Jirachi is finally shut down. With the shutdown going over to the Vagar, they're going to keep going, but he gets stunned out of the flag and drag. They're going to drop him as well. Are they going to be able to get onto the Recon? It is possible. More bursts coming out, but he is able to back off, and the York is split pushing out the bot tower. How quick can he take it, and what can happen? What is the response here? We do have JJ Bell and Biscuit Hat moving towards it, but they should be able to save this tower, I think. Question is oh yeah, they're going to try to go for this kill onto the York. That's an ult and the bubble.
this nether.
They do ignite the York so they can prevent the healing from his minions. They're going to keep going for him. The Q comes out from the Ezreal. Nami speeds herself up with the E. She's going to try to get on him, but she's super slow. And Ezreal flashes forward. Q does get the kill onto the York.
Yeah.
There was a lot of resources spent for that, but they did get the kill.
There's a lot of resources spent in general over the last couple minutes. We saw the Rakan ulti away. We see a lot spent trying to get Gamwin. So overall, I don't necessarily know if burning all of those resources for one kill was worth it, but we
do have a slight evening of the gold, and Rakan actually does get caught out here, and they are going to finally drop him.
Wrong side of the fight there, Slogger. Right. Very much the wrong side of the fight there for Slogger.
See the Jarvan, they want to go for it, and the blue buff does get stolen by Vitautus. He is on a mission right now. The 302 Veigar with the 300 gold bounty now starting to stack up. He is at 145 ability power. This Veigar is getting very strong.
I mean, you said he was on a mission. That's why he's Baron von Veigar. he's on a mission to start World War III. That will demonstrate League of Legends as a dominant game and put Fortnite out of business.
OTP does have this Rift Herald skill as well that they have yet.
Yes.
Another Cloud Drake, so we've got the reverse of last game. Lavidavidu has 2 Cloud Drakes now to their name. That's going to really help them, especially this Veigar who wants to catch up to somebody and stun him up. They're going to go for this kill. Biscuit Hat speeds himself up as well. Because Event Horizon is missed. Biscuit Hat forced to flash out. The Jarvan does get the knock up. The Cataclysm comes out as well. We got major fight happening here. Beatrix is in the thick of it. Labyrinth just getting burst out again. But they do get a kill. That is a 2-for-1 trade in favor of OTP, in fact.
Ezreal just walked through the baby cage. What? That might have been a spectator bug. Ezreal walked through the baby cage.
Event Horizon? Well, Ezreal is on the team of the Veigar, so... Unless you're talking about the...
Oh my god, dude. I'm delusional. Holy cow. Dude, this is what happens. It's like 11:40 and I'm like, wait, he should be stunned by that Veigar cage. Nah, you're just stupid. Oh, jeez. I apologize, chat.
We have some... You're okay, don't apologize. We've got some big fights. That was a big fight, and we do see the gold starting to even up from about 4,000 to about, what is it, about 2,500 or so.
Yeah, roughly 2.5.
And the gold differential is happening as well. The Ezreal got a couple kills, got himself the Iceborne Gauntlet. So we are gonna see a traditional blue build Ezreal with the Iceborne Gauntlet. I like it. Harken back to the traditional.
Oh, interesting. I guess because they recently nerfed
The double tier stacking, yeah.
Yeah. Very. Oh my god.
Labyrinth once again getting caught out, and that's the vision game really strong from OTP. The Rift Herald did get the mid tower eventually, however, Rakan knocks up a couple of members. But they are grouped up here, and they're going to be looking to catch out this Jarvan. Perhaps he is forced to flash out.
And we see for good reason we see the Iceborne come out. Looks like we are going to see tank Karma. Bold.
What's one more grave?
This has been completely reworked. What does that even do now?
You know, it's recommended for a lot of people, but I don't think a lot of people build it. So I'm gonna say
it's just really complicated,
Never
so nobody
thought.
wants to bother learning how it works anymore.
You're not wrong. So I agree with you there. Ooh, slap Rafal. Slap him. Slap
We
him.
have this big fight happening here in the bot lane. Big is a strong word, but Rafal really throughout this game has been successfully using that empowered W to take fights that perhaps look unwinnable. I like it.
Correct. It's been very well done. On the side of Rafal being able to deal with all of that.
Gawk at this!
The Yorick nonsense, that's what we'll call it.
The Yorick slappies. He's gonna run you down and give you. If anybody's watched Jimmy Neutron, he's gonna give you the Bulby clap 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 slap slap slap.
Wow, Jimmy Neutron has been a really long time since I've watched Jimmy Neutron.
Dude, never forget about Bulby. Sorry, this.
Jarvan does go over, and The teams are separated, but the Nami ult is able to, and the Assault Battery comes out. They do get the kill onto the Rakan. Xayah is forced to ult out. That's a major root from the Xayah. Excellent work from the side of Labby Dabby Do. The gold differential is now down to 2,000. They're looking. Labby Dabby Doo's looking pretty good through this mid game here.
Are they gonna Baron?
I think. Am I allowed to make judgments as a caster? I don't know. No, I think they got it. Looks like they got
Blue
the
team's
vision
turret
control
has
on
been
it. They're gonna go
destroyed.
for the Baron. They are gonna lose the bottom tower for it, but I think this will be worth it for the TM.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's I don't know how that's gonna go. Oh, Assault could very well come in, and we could maybe get this deal on the side of. Oh, Jirachi.
Blue team slain by
Brilliant Soul does get a double ult out. He ignites
Killing
Labby Dabby Do, who
spree.
is going to fall to it.
Red
And
team
Quetch does
double
manage
kill.
to get out. 2 kills, in fact, happening.
Blue
A
team's
3rd
turret
kill
has
onto the
been
Karma. They go for the
destroyed.
Baron,
Oh,
but they're super
wow.
low from it. Oh, Rakan just goes in, ignites the Ezreal as well. That's 4 members down. Are they going to get the ace? Rakan chasing down the Veigar. Jarvan perhaps going to go over this wall here.
Wait, Yanwi is just.
Due to the
put
chilling
the-
smite,
Blue team's inhibitor has been
the
destroyed.
Event Horizon comes out. They're forced to back off of this, and Veigar does get away. But they do lose an inhibitor. So they get the Baron, but they lose 4 members and an inhibitor. I'm no professional League of Legends player, but I don't know if that was worth it.
It was a
Blue
very
team's
unique
turret
call
has
for
been
them to make.
destroyed.
I think had they not been able, or had they been able to peel without the fight afterwards, and the fight afterwards was just a matter of players being out of position, and it's unfortunately gonna be like that sometimes. You're gonna have your players who are out of position, and it just happens to be like, okay,
Blue
I
team's
need you
turret
to be
has
here.
been
And
destroyed.
can't get there. I'm blocked by whether it's the Veigar cage, whether it's Nami ult or
Red
something
team
that's like
has
inhibiting
slain the
you.
dragon.
They do lose the Dragon. They are going to
Dominating.
take down the Rakan again, and the Xayah tries to ult, but
Shut down.
she falls
Oh,
as well.
so close.
Very
That was
close
so
to
close to
Xayah.
killing Labyrinth.
Interesting. So I think what Labby Dabby Do really needs to focus on right now is trying to get some towers. They are down 7 turrets.
We need to stop this bleeding.
Yes.
Again, we
They
said
have
it
the
like
Team's
team
turret
fighting,
has been
but
destroyed.
the macro
they just need to
calls have not been.
find a way to stop the bleeding.
Red team's
There we
turret
go.
has
They
been
finally are
destroyed.
able to take their first turret. Karma is in the bot lane here. The one member with the Baron buff is in the top lane. With the double Cloud Drake, the Veigar should be able to escape this. The good news is for Labby Dabby Do is that the Baron is not on the table. So if they make a mistake,
Okay.
they won't pay for it by losing Baron.
Right,
They'll just
all of
pay
the
with
major.
buffs.
Oh,
Labby Dabby Do once again
Unstoppable.
super squishy. The Jarvan just ulting right in onto him, taking the kill.
that is very big for them to pick up right there. Being able to shut down the Vi and shut down the hard engage is kind of what you're looking for in this team comp. Is all right, let's pick them off. Vi ends up picking up Trinity Force. I'm gonna say interesting that Labby is going full damage build. Because I mean you do have tank Karma. Don't get me wrong, you do have tank Karma. But it's just very interesting to see full damage Vi as
I'd
well.
love to hear your thoughts. Just momentarily while we have a little bit of a break in the action. What are there benefits to doing this full damage build when you are not
When you're not ahead,
when you are
I think when
not
you're not ahead.
able to do the damage that you with the items that you build?
Yeah, I think you need to, in order to do something like that, you need to be ahead to take, because I think that's more of a, I don't want to say risky, but it's more of a risk-averse type build. Or yeah, you're a risk lover. So when you build that, you're playing a very risky game.
Because you're trying to
If you're-
burst. You're trying to burst.
Yes.
You're saying, I might not be doing the most damage to champions,
Gawk
but
at this!
when I do decide to go in for that assault and battery, I'm going to be able to blow somebody up because I built full damage. But then
Correct.
the risk
Oh.
that you run into, the Nami gets dove on. She's forced to flash over the wall. The baby cage comes out as well. The Event Horizon, the bubble. The Veigar's on a mission. They're going to drop.
Blue team
Ooh,
double
the Veigar
kill.
gets a double kill as well. The assault and battery comes out, gets dunked. The Aurelion Event Horizon again, and that's a triple kill. Is that a quadra kill?
Blue team
A quadra kill coming out for Vhagar. Wow, what a play from Vitautis Didizizes. And man, and I think that's kind of what we were talking about with the full damage Vi build, is once you decide to go for that pick, you're gonna just blow somebody up. And this is exactly what Labby Dabby Do wanted. They wanted this little break. They wanted to get these team fights. Now they need to take advantage with the macro plays. Get the objectives.
Right. And that's
Vi
just
with
now we
3D
see
Force
them.
is gonna take a
Red
lot
team's
of
turret
do
has
a
been
lot of damage to
destroyed.
turrets.
Right, and that's rough. We still see that the Xayah and the Aurelion Sol are still down for another 5 seconds. So they're going to push in and
Red
get
team's
another turret out of
has been
that.
Get the turret, but they decide to back off.
Mhm.
Perhaps a wise choice there, but oh man, One Trick Pony is going to try to chase this down, but the Event Horizon comes out, blocks off their path. They're forced to back off with the Cloud Drake.
Blue team's inhibitor
Okay,
has been
Vhagar gets dove in by the Jarvan, but immediately turns around and deletes him. The Event Horizon comes out, blocking the rest of the team from engaging. My game locked up. Oh no. Okay, we good. Woo! Woof! Big moves happening here. And we actually see the gold lead shift now over to Labby Dabby Do. Despite being down 3 towers, the kill lead and the gold lead has gone back. Let's look at the team-wide gold. We're looking at 14,000 gold on Vitautis compared to Fwesh's 9,800. So,
Jeez.
and now even
And-
more gold than the Xayah. The Karma
Yeah,
actually
that's-
catching up to the Xayah as well. So,
Yeah, we're starting to see the point where the Xayah starts to fall off. Like Xayah did so well up until now. We start to see them target the Baron.
it's less that Xayah is falling off and more like the carries are catching up on Labby Dabby Do. Or maybe that's the same thing.
Right.
There's pretty much 2 ways of saying the same thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Which, and you know, this is something I've been very interested in with league development. Is you see the 0-4 Yorick, like 225 farm, and has a bounty on his head. So, because he's been solo farming, doing his thing, being a split pusher, you know, he's getting punished for it. That's just my personal opinion. Riot, it is what it is. But yeah, we're starting to see this tank karma come online. Ardent Sensor, Leandri's Torment, Iceborne Gauntlet, Dean's Unholy Grail, whatever that does. The world may never know.
It's like a healing sort of. It gives you bonus AP from based on your mana regen, I think, and then also it heals you.
Oh, Slogan, yeah.
Gives you perception. The Rakan forced to retreat here. I think the Nami ult just went. No, the Nami ult did not go out. All right, so we've got ultimates available for both, except for the Rakan ultimate. The York is not grouped up, so we see a 5-man squad of Labby Dabby Do. Vi gets sped up, and Aurelion Sol is forced to fly away. So they're positioning around this Baron. Now, are they going to make the Baron call again, or did they learn their lesson the first time? The pings are coming out for York to go down and take the bottom inhibitor. He's just going to walk around the minions while Labby Dabby Do secures this dragon. And while the objectives are happening, we're seeing a trade happening.
My horizon.
One Trick Pony is going for Baron. Major moves happening. Yorick with the
Blue team has
Zrot's
slain the
portal
dragon.
is taking the inhibitor. But we've got a major Nami ultimate, and they just completely destroy the Aurelion Sol, force them off the Baron, and they
Blue
did manage to
team's
secure the
inhibitor
dragon at
has
the same time. The
been
inhibitor did fall in the bottom lane. We have backs happening. Jirachi opts to stay. Slaga stays. Theatrix stays. The Baron is falling rather quickly, but Theatrix does have his smite available to him. Are we? We're gonna see a 50-50 smite here.
Ooh.
Blue team
The smite was way too early. Way
Blue
too
team
early,
double
and that's a
kill.
double kill for Vitautis.
It still looks like Ganwian's gonna just be able to shove in and get a oh, there's Vile.
Perhaps taking Nexus? No, did not take a Nexus. The Insultant Battery was so long range, but he does manage to get him. But Yorick is pretty quick, but they've got Cloud Drake. This team's going to catch up, and they're going to drop this Yorick. Labyrinth does not want to let
Shut
this
down.
go. He does get the kill. The shutdown goes over to Labyrinth. A teleport happening now. They're looking at the inhibitor. But the Veigar just teleports on top of a stun and actually manages to just get killed.
This is where I think we get to the point where how is this still live?
Dylan, it was pauses. We had about 30 minutes or so of pauses. Almost. No, we didn't. There were no pauses. I don't know what Anu was talking about. Shh, we don't talk about pauses.
What? Man, we're getting some interesting stuff coming out here. You know, we see a Rylai's Crystal Scepter coming out on Flesh. Oh my god. You know,
Dylan
Veigar's
is
pretty much
distracting
folded.
me in chat right now. So
So it's action.
it is PMA LCS. I'm like imagining like the anime moment. So it's true.
Jesus.
Back to the game. I'm sorry.
No, we good. Yeah, we're seeing some very unique and interesting final builds coming around here.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
see
do
the
like-
Quicksilver Sash, a necessary, as I heard it called in the PMA, or not the PMA, I think it was the actual LCS, the Quicksilver Sash tax. You know, when you are against a Veigar, maybe it was the PMA LCS, I forget, but somebody called it the Quicksilver Sash tax. When you've got the amount of CC coming out, use the tax. You got to buy it. You have to buy that item.
Right, and there's just a lot of dominant performances.
Like, you'd probably prefer a Bloodthirster, right? Like on Zaya.
Absolutely, you wanna
But
sustain yourself,
You
but
got to
you-
get the Quicksilver Sash because
I think ultimately, at the end of the day, you're just gonna sell your boots and buy the BT anyways. Because while that's nice, you get what you get.
the Karma with the Empowered Baron back still active. The Baron is actually... They've got a little bit of time left on the Baron, but Karma opts to go back and stop the Yorick split push. But they also have super minions barreling down the bottom lane. So, One Trick Pony is going to just... They're going to group up here, I guess, in the mid lane. It's tough. There's really no objectives on them on the map for them, so it's either fight or kind of try to group around what objectives are left. And of course, Labby Dabby Doo is forced to go back into their base and deal with these super minions. They don't want to take an uneven fight here, so there's nothing
Right.
on the map. There's nothing for them to lose on the map. So really, they just need to kind of posture a little defensively. Wait for the enemy to make a defense. The Nami ult disengages out of the Cataclysm. The ult Baron does fall. The Assault and Battery comes out as well. Zaya ults as well. But it looks like Labby Dabby Doo is actually winning this fight currently, but the Karma gets Aurelion Soul ulted, knocked backwards, and she falls as well. Actually, it winds up being an even trade, 2 for 2, and we're looking at possibly an inhibitor turret falling.
Oh, that's absolutely an inhibitor turret.
As
Maybe
they did not
have
get
a
the
little
AD
bit.
carry like they wanted to. Their AD, the Labby Dabby Doo's AD carry is down. Zaya with the Guardian Angel, a Quicksilver Sash, and her ultimate is going to be incredibly difficult to kill.
Right. So now it's just now. See, now we're getting into this is where it takes like a lot of focus in this at this point in the game to say, all right, we're like 40 minutes in. We just want to be done. Like, how do we
We're all even
end
in
this?
strength now.
Yeah. Now it's all strategery.
Strategic and team fight skills.
Blue team's inhibitor
Elder
is
Dragon
respawning
does
soon.
come up. We still have members of One Trick Pony trying to regroup, but there's just no possible way for Labby Dabby Doo to take this Elder Dragon. They might in fact have to give it up. Biscuit Hat super out of position, forced to flash away. He ults as well. The Event Horizon comes out. Bunch of CC to cover that retreat, and that is a major ultimate. Nami is ultimate is a big part of their team fights. Event Horizon is trying to get big as well. They're trying to pull this Elder Dragon out, but the Maiden, the Maiden
Trolling.
preventing it. And the
You know-
Elder Dragon is down to half.
We were talking about this earlier. How we saw theatrics.
For the Elder Dragon. Oh man, but Rakan just dives right in. Vi goes in as well, but they were all stunned up by the Rakan, and they're forced to back off. Labby Dabby Doo was forced to back off.
Something we were talking about earlier was we saw the level difference between Labyrinth and Theatrics in favor of Theatrics. Now it has flipped and it's in favor of Labyrinth. Labyrinth is about 3 levels up. When I'm 2, 3 levels up on Theatrics right now. And it looks like they're gonna try and just shove in. Looks like they're gonna try and just shove in a lane and see what they can get out of it.
We're in for the long haul on this one. Baron
I
is up
agree.
soon, so I think we're gonna see a play around this Baron relatively soon, and that's whoever gets this next Baron. I think is probably going to win the game. But it just depends on the nature of the Baron grab if they have to fight for it or not.
Right. If it's
I
a
think
free,
the next major team fight is going to decide this game. That's what I should amend my statement.
excuse me, man. Ooh, blue buff over to Vagar. Very important. He can spam all the baby cages. Oh,
And
and
they're
they're
just going
starting.
right onto it, and they are LDD is grouping up as well. OTP going for it. The Nami ult completely whiffs, missed everybody. But of course, Vigar is super strong. They go right in on the Rakan, the Assault and Battery. Interesting choice. They actually managed to get him down. York is in the back line. They're having to force to contend with him. Labyrinth is still alive. We have 2 kills coming out from Labby Dabby Doo. Their members are still alive. Zaya is respawning. Aurelion Soul is dead. Zaya is going to fall now as well. They're going to just go for the win. Thank you. Are they going to be? They've got 45 seconds, 25 seconds on some of these. Wow. Vitautus flashes. Wow, just major BM. They
Red team's
know they're going to
inhibitor
win
has
this
been
game.
destroyed.
Looks like it is going to be game. They're going to run this down. The first Nexus turret falls.
Red team's turret
The
has been
second
destroyed.
Nexus turret falls. And they're onto the Nexus.
Red
And
team's
Labby
turret
Dabby
has
Doo,
been destroyed.
a come from behind victory in game 2. They take it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the series.
GG, well played to both teams. A very hyperextended game. Not for no fault. It's not bad that it's a hyperextended game, but that's one of those things where it's like that was a good one, but it was a long one.
39 minutes, yes. All right, do you want to set up the poll?
I got it. Let me get that set up.
Well played to both teams, though. What a game! What a game! And I gotta say, I was a little nervous for LDD in the early game there, but they managed to pull it out. Here, let's get our. Let's get our lineup screen back in. Oh, hold on. No, we want to get to the stats. Everyone wants to see the stats. Well, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Use these stats to inform your voting choices. Looks like the Vagar with 48,000 damage dealt to champions. Once again, God, what's his name? Vitautus. My lord.
Vitautus Didius.
Yeah, Vitautus. Most damage dealt to champions from both games.
Vitidius Decurius. He's gonna hate me for saying that. I'm sorry, Vitautus. I know how to pronounce your name. Draw poll is up. Make sure to get your votes in. And after this, we will be doing the MVPs. So who do you think deserves MVP this game?
Is it the sub Vitautus?
Is it the sub? These are very important questions.
Oh, this is cool. You can look at the runes now too.
Oh God.
How do I don't know how this new fandangled thing works. Vision score though. The vision score. I think if you total it up actually goes in favor of OTP.
Does it go in favor of OTP? Let me check.
Just a little bit. No, not an insignificant margin. Probably by like 40. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like there's just calculating deltas between laners and positions. One up for Labby Dabby Doo in the jungle. 2 up for the top lane of OTP. 1 up for 1 up for Vitautus in the mid lane. AD, AD,
We
yeah,
can
AD
get
and
rid of my
and bot were
freezes.
where that all kind of went. Everything went awry. So, alrighty.
Awesome.
So looks like the poll is about done, and it looks like the winner of your Game 2 MVP is going to be Vitalis.
Awesome. So, do we need to switch our channel, or can? Yeah, we gotta switch our channel.
Yeah, go to
Oh, okay.
Player of the Game 2.
So, let's go ahead and get the two MVPs into this chat channel, which is Vitautis and Slaga. Come on in. Oh, Vitautis is already here. Hi.
Slaga! Grid! Wait, yo, we got me and Grant on the interview desk? Oh, yo, let's go! Yo! What's up, Grant?
Before we start
Hey,
this
Chris.
interview, I'm gonna throw it to chat. If you guys have any questions that you'd like us to ask, start thinking about those. Write those in the chat now. We'll get to them. Gosh, I don't even know where to start. What do we think, Matt? I'll let you start.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. First things first. GG's to both of you guys. Super well played.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, I'm gonna throw my first question to Slaga.
What's
One,
up, buddy?
dude, that was always clean Alistar. I'm gonna throw you that. Two, I haven't seen your Rakan. I'm gonna say it was pretty clean. I know Zaya got buffed recently. Rakan got small buffs. What made you pick the Zaya Rakan lane?
Uh, well, I really enjoy Rakan as a champion. It's
Hmm.
just another Alistar, just a squishier version. But I used to play a lot of Rakan, and a lot of people that have been around for a while know that it's pretty nasty. But with the Zaya buffs coming out with the W attack speed increase, I feel like it's really strong early, and we can take plates like we demonstrated in that second game.
Hmm.
So we were able to take our first turret relatively soon, and then flip it up to topside and get more turret plating.
Hmm.
So if you're able to slingshot Zaya further ahead than their other 80 carry, it it should be an easier game than what happened. But we had a lot of questionable decisions that game, and it was well played by Labby Dabby Doos, but I don't know, man. Things happen, and we'll fix them for next time.
Yeah, I think going 1-1 in a having a 1-1 week is actually pretty good, especially playing against Labby Dabby Do. You guys, I don't know standings, but from my casting experience, you guys are two of the more dominant teams that I've seen play and
I think they were
haven't
actually
necessarily.
tied going into this week.
Oh, were
Yeah,
you
we're
really?
yeah we're still tied.
Hey, go 1-1. That's what you
Yeah,
want. But like as two dominant teams, like in my opinion, from what I see, like Caligma Bobway is up there and Don't Ban Poppy, but like you guys are neck and neck in my opinion for third place, I think. But like it's just crazy watching like the different like the different play styles because there was an opportunity in game one where I think you guys grouped up as five and then LDD was split as a 1-4. Um, so were you guys, and this goes, we'll start with Vitalis and then we'll go to Slaga. Vitalis, from game one to game two, what happened with the draft concept? What was your guys' plan to deal with that?
So game one, well, we screwed up because first of all, we gave Grant Alistar, and that's a big no-no. And we gave him a hyper engage comp. Jirach got to play Sivir, Slugger got to play Alistar, and pretty much everyone on the team got on huge comfort picks.
Hmm.
And even though like even though there was some, even though Ganwon was having a rough time up there, and Adam was kind of just there on Jax, like it didn't matter. They had better teamwork. Like they just ran over us game one, honestly. And I had some cool solo moments game one, but I couldn't
The
stop.
sniper
I
battles.
Yeah, dude,
Mm.
I couldn't stop. Yeah, I couldn't stop anything from happening that game essentially because I couldn't get the I just couldn't poke around and get the space I needed to play in, and so I was just focusing on not dying, and didn't let me have as much effectiveness as I maybe would have wanted. So when we went to game 2, we took away some of their power picks and put them on a comp that they would be less comfortable on, and we took and we decided to take the disengage because, one's Rick Ponies really love engage comps, so we just took the disengage, and I took the counter matchup on the Vagar, and name of the game on Vagar is disengage with that baby cage, so works out.
Right. What about you guys, Slaga? What happened? I mean, obviously you hear that they targeted your band, so what was your process picking it out?
So for game 1, yeah, we did roll over you. No, sorry, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
That's what happened, though.
Well,
like
it was a
it happened.
super strong engage combo. We were talking about that in the casting. If you go back and watch the VOD, I was praising that the death ball with the Orianna, the Alistar. You could put the Orianna ball on anybody, and I mean it was just a massive engage combo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But game 2, what ended up was happening in comms. Honestly, when we were picking, we weren't as decisive. Like we got the comp that we wanted for the most part, but the disengage was really hard. Like Vigar, your positioning of the baby cages made it super awkward because I don't want to be in there, but I also don't want to be on the outside. I want to like do this awkward, like if we're playing chess, I want to be the knight piece and go like over and around. Like that's what I want to do to Vigar, but I can't because you stop me instantly. So your placement made it so I couldn't get to you. If I got to you, I think the team fights won. So the issue is that I couldn't get to you, or Adam Theatrics couldn't get to you, and it made it really difficult for us to like maneuver team fights because there were parts where I would go in and establish vision, and then everyone would come in and defend it. And then when a team fight started, we couldn't get a fight that we wanted because you would either flash away or dodge out from our CC or engage. So it's just a big issue for us that you were able to stay safe because you provided, I think it was 80,000 damage in like 2 games.
Yeah, it was something like that. Game 2, let me go back check stats
Game
actually.
2 was 48,000.
Yeah, 48,000, and I'm pretty sure no one else broke 20,000.
Zaya got 25 was the next highest.
No, I mean on his team.
Oh yeah, no.
And nobody
Yeah.
else broke 20,000.
That's really
Yeah, so that was a lot of damage, man. And it's praise to them for staying tilt proof because early game was really strong for us, but we just took it and threw it away.
Yeah, we definitely saw you had the super strong early game, so we tried to play as safe as possible, but there was some boo-boos everywhere. But what really matters, I was able to stay up and farm in mid. I was in a good spot going forward in all points of the game, and I was able to call out just enough Flesh's roams to make sure he couldn't really. He got you guys a couple kills, but in the long run, it wasn't enough to stop the Vagar train. And then I caught you guys at a couple key points, and it kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay, I have another question, kind of shifting away from the team comps as far as that goes. In both games, actually, OTP, you guys were ahead in vision score, especially in the first game, but in the second game as well. As you guys are like practicing, how much of the vision game do you guys like take into account? I noticed at multiple points, like 3 or 4 of your team members had up to 2 control wards in their inventory. So can you talk a little bit about your guys' vision strategy?
Yeah, so I'm gonna. What's a practice? No,
always.
I'm very, very adamant to them about vision because last split I was one of the worst supports for providing vision. I think I was actually 8th out of, or actually I might have been last. I sucked at it. I was so bad at warding. I was so bad at providing vision for the team that I had to pretty much reteach myself fundamentals of support because my mechanics are there, my game sense is there, but once you get to the vision, it was lacking. So vision is the way to win a game. And being able to control one spot of the map lets the other team not surprise you. So the way to work up vision is just there are some key points in all parts of the map that you want to light up, because there are only so many entrances, and then with process of elimination, you should be able to assume where everyone on the map is. So as talking about vision and how it works as a team is, I'm usually the one coordinating where I want people to put their pink wards, or if I see a stray pink ward that's like out of place, I'm like, whose pink ward is this? You need to move it, because it's not providing us any information. And good, clean information is how people will succeed in this game, especially in a team environment.
Well, interesting. Okay, Matt, do you have any more questions?
I don't. Thank you guys
Does-
both for joining us.
Let's just throw it to chat real quick. To chat, do you guys have any questions? I already gave you an opportunity. Nobody asked any questions. Gosh. Going once. Twice. No? Okay. Well,
Oh, thank God.
yeah, right. Why?
Now I avoid culpability for that teleport, and Jesus. Nobody saw that.
Oh, we all
Cut
saw
that
it,
out.
Don't worry.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
Oh,
And
my-
what?
almost-
If I didn't screw that
I
up.
almost pulled a Kobe meme and was like, that sucked. But I decided not to. But I'll say it now. No. You guys did great in game 2. Both of you guys played great. So well done to both of your teams. We're going to close out the stream. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
GGs. See you next
GGs.
time.
All right. I'm going to jump back up into Casters 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for week 5, season 5, week 5, LDD versus OTP. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Why pauses? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna let that one rest for now, Dave. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. If you haven't already done so, be sure to go and like our Facebook page, find me off at LCS, and follow us here on this Twitch channel. If you don't, I'm just gonna go ahead and shout it out right now. If you do have a Twitch Prime, or if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub to any channel, your favorite channel, with your Amazon Prime subscription. So be sure to drop that subscription here in the Find Me Off PMA LCS channel. But that's going to do it for me. My friend Matt has dropped out, it would appear. That's okay. So on behalf of myself and Matt, I would like to thank you guys for hanging out tonight, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.